Good morning. This is Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
I have a favor to ask you.
Okay.
I put together a reply to Bob Bowles out in Portland, Oregon last night.
Yes.
And I just wanted you to read it to see if you thought it was appropriate.
All right.
Now, this, you might explain, this is over the bill I sent you for mowing your lawn here a week or so ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was all itemized out, details.
Oh, was it ever? Yeah.
And a lot of controversy about this.
No controversy in my mind.
Well,
it's nothing but a scam.
That's the problem. You don't really see the whole picture. And I'm worried about you because of that.
Oh, really? Okay.
I've tried to explain to you about what it's like to be a professional and be abused.
Well, I know all about being abused.
If you're a mechanic, somebody says, hey, Mechanic Joe, old buddy, would you come over and put some spark plugs in and we'll knock down a couple beers? And next thing you know, the mechanics put the spark plugs in and he's actually doing work that he should be being paid for back at his shop. That's what I'm talking about. Business, the growth of capitalism in this country. So let me see if I can find that. Before I thought maybe sent. Yeah, I sent it last night. I hope it's...
Because after hearing all of this, Bob then reached out to you, or the Bowleses reached out to you and asked you if you would be willing to mow their yard. Mm-hmm. And I guess you were going to work up a quote. So yeah, I would love to read it.
Just would you read it out loud?
Oh, out loud?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's what I sent last night.
Oh, this ought to be good.
Just see what you think about it.
Okay. From David Burney. Dear W.R. Bowles, I read your request on the breakfast show this morning. Shortly thereafter, your old friend Asher called and stated that charging mileage would likely crush any possibilities of a professional service from Nebraska for your yard in Portland, Oregon. However, if Dave's knife sharpening and lawn service continues to be successful in my neighborhood and profit margins remain high, and you keep sending those bills out and be high, I would be happy to do a demo cut. Oh, on your lawn at no charge. We have been friends for many years, so it just wouldn't be right to charge you for anything. I just hope the zero-turn mower doesn't clip any of your special plants. I hope to continue doing business with Brent Apperson soon and often. You can forget that. Those business deals should allow me to provide you a demo cut early this summer.
What do you think? I mean...
you don't want to know what I think. This is unbelievable.
Well, what do you mean unbelievable? I'm trying to take care of an old friend up in Portland.
Well,
Evidently,
first
they
off,
don't have any professional mowers
first off,
up there.
the first thing that I would do after reading that is I would still warn W.R. Bowles. I would warn him that all of that is fine and good, what you just said, but that still don't mean that he won't get a bill in the mail.
No, I wouldn't. No, not with William.
But I guess a part of it that strikes me, I don't know how you think that there will continue to be a business relationship between you. First off, there was never a business relationship to begin with between you and me. Someone who I thought was my friend, my neighbor, my brother, and I guess father, all wrapped up into one, was just coming over to help me out. That's how it was presented. And then 20 minutes later, after he leaves, and I spend 30 minutes weed eating and knocking down everything that he missed.
That will be decided in court.
Well, bring it on. I get a bill for something like $300.
It was all itemized.
Yes, it was well itemized. Yeah.
Explained all the charges.
I know.
I don't know what your beef is. You know what I'm going to do?
Well,
I'm going to go see Stan.
At the Whiskey Barrel?
and get his opinion.
I would love to get Stan. You know what? Maybe we should just take this in front of Stan. Stan could serve as our judge, and he could just make a ruling.
It would be short, I'm sure, and to
Probably.
the point.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take it to Stan and get his thoughts on it at the Whiskey Barrel and Broken Bow, because he does a lot of that.
Oh.
And here you go again. That's an example of what I'm talking about. He's actually a counselor. He knows everything, and he's able to help people. And he actually sells spirits for a living. People come in, they buy spirits, and they just happen to see Stan, over in the corner putting up some displays and so forth, and they go over there and start asking him questions about how they think that he can help them, and that's just somewhat of an abuse, actually, because he's a counselor. I don't think he has a license, but I know he helps a lot of people with his opinions and thoughts. Kind of an example of what I'm talking about here. And technically, if he had a license, if he had a bona fide counseling business in his spirit store, he would be able to charge people for that advice he gives. But since he's not licensed and he's not considered
You bring
quote,
up a really
professional,
good point. Where's your license?
there's no license required for having a lawn business.
Oh, really? Yeah.
No. You got to pay taxes.
Well, I tell you what, if this ever does go to court, the first thing that will be challenged is the legitimacy of your so-called business. Guarantee you that.
I've got a lawyer on it. Don't worry. Anyway, Stan would help me. He might help you. You'd never know. He's very honest.
Yeah. Yep.
And while you're there getting your free advice with purchase of spirits, because you get free ice too,
Yeah.
just know that Stan could use a little input once in a while from the other direction. So in other words, if you know something that maybe you found out last week that could help Stan, he'd like to know. Or if you have a fact that he would like to ponder, put it on the table so he can ponder it.
Okay. Whoa.
That's for you.
That's what my phone's ringing.
I hope it's not your mom.
No, it's not. Is anybody else getting just tons of calls from unknown numbers on their cell phone? This is just driving me crazy. Sorry, I forgot to put it on silent. I've been getting scolded by my family because I always put my phone on silent when I come to work.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons, as we
There's
just
a good
found out.
example.
There's a good example of why you should have your phone on silent. But then I never take it off silent. So when work's over, it's still on silent. So, family's trying to get a hold of me, and, 3 hours later, I happen to look at my phone and see someone tried to call me.
What you need is
So,
you need a method. You need
Do you have a method?
Stan.
Oh,
Go to Stan, ask him how to
Okay.
control that irrational phone ring.
all right.
He can help you with that.
Wonderful.
He'll set up a schedule for you.
Oh, good.
And while you're there, have yourself a Mountain Dew. Pick up some Mountain Dew and
This
put
is how-
it on ice.
This is how technically challenged I am. Is there a way you can, these phones are so fancy now. Can you set a time to where the ringer's on and then set a time to when it's off?
I don't know. You have to ask Stan.
Oh, okay.
He'd know.
All right. Sounds good.
He's located right across the street from Gateway Motors, right between Subway and Vet Care on Highway 2. And his spirit store is open 7 days a week for your convenience. And by the way, don't worry about prices, paying too much, because they don't do fancy specials. They don't draw you in the door with some fancy special and then, try to make it up on the other side. Good, solid business.
Okay.
And that's what they'll do for you at the Whiskey Barrel. Great staff there, by the way. I'm going to Oconto today.
Yes, I see that.
Yep. Going to be visiting about blowing the doors off barbecue in the 9 o'clock hour.
Wonderful.
Yep. And we have some other guests coming in, and it's Friday, so who knows? And it's holiday weekend, so I don't think I'm going to promo them too much in case the holidays messed them up.
You bet. Yep.
Because I know a lot of people. Now, this is what will happen around here today.
Oh.
Is and Jeremy will have to kind of deal with this, but The staff gets kind of like sharks.
Oh.
They start swirling around and
they start circling right around the door.
Front door there
is what they do.
And they have
I guess sometimes it's me too.
And it's
I've already gotten permission though.
Well, that's good, because otherwise you'll be like a shark. You'll be swirling around, and you'll have puppy dog eyes. A puppy dog eyes shark is what it looks like when people don't actually know whether they're going to get off early or not before a holiday. They just kind of swirl around and they go, and they kind of look at you. And should go see Stan about that too, see how we could resolve that.
Yeah, there you go.
I know what will make you feel better this weekend if you're not going camping or fishing or anything like that. Work in your garden.
There you go. A lot of people will be doing that.
And the Garden Center in Broken Bow is going 100% full steam ahead to make sure you have what you need this weekend when you start digging around in that garden or in your yard or in the flower bed. They were totally stocked up, and they still have products coming in to make sure that when you walk in that you'll find what you need. Now, that's not to say if there's a big rush on something that they might be low or temporarily, out. But they have really this year, they got 2 greenhouses, and they have trees and bushes and flowers and potting soil and pots to put them in, and the list goes on, and all the garden seeds and plants that you're going to need, from herbs to asparagus to sweet corn to tomatoes, broccoli, zucchini, all those sorts of things are available at the Garden Center in Broken Bow, and they are really making themselves available 7 days a week. 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday, and on Sundays, noon to 4 p.m. So they're open, and as a matter of fact, sometimes they have trouble closing the doors because there's still people in there shopping, and they won't turn anybody away. Brian will not turn anybody away. So if you want to go to the Garden Center, you go out to the East Dollar Store. We have it west and east.
Yeah, Dollar General. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dollar General. I still don't know why we have 2 of them. But anyway, we do. One east, one west.
Yes.
And the east one, you turn south, go 1 block, turn west, you'll drive right to it.
All right. Good. Hey, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, actually today and tomorrow, head on over to Sargent. Boy, it's like the antique capital of the area, wouldn't you say? Sargent, Nebraska?
Oh, yeah, you bet it is.
They're going to have their annual Junkathon flea market going on today and tomorrow. Sargent, Nebraska, farm antiques, primitives, antiques, yard and garden, vintage, retro, farmhouse, and fun. It's happening this weekend, actually today and tomorrow, May 26th and 27th, 9 to 5. Junkathon in Sargent, Nebraska. Go to Facebook.com. Go to Nebraska Junkathon on Facebook, and you'll find more details. Junkathon in Sargent, Nebraska, today and tomorrow.
Thank you, Brent. Thank you very much, my good brother, my neighbor, co-host, longtime friend.
Yeah. Apparently not as good of a friend as Bob Bowles.
Well, we worked together quite a while.
You've made no bones that he gets his yard mowed for free. Send me a bill for $300.
Well, I've got a solution to that. I've got 2 guys here in the studio that might be able to help, and I thought maybe you would introduce them to start with, and then I have a question for them.
Okay. Well, it looks like our friends from Nebraska State Bank are here. Hi, gentlemen.
Good morning.
John, Traps, how you doing?
Good.
Good. Question for you guys. I know you do all sorts of loans, and I got a neighbor that is a little short on cash to pay his mowing bill. And I was wondering, are there little short-term loans you could work up with, say, my neighbor?
Absolutely. We'll take care of you any way, shape, or form. You just come down. We're a full-service bank, and we want to support the community. And so send that neighbor down, and we'll sure be glad to help them out.
You know, it's funny, Dave, that you talk about mowing. We were just mowing last night, and I have a 16-year-old now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, and he can probably undercut whoever you're paying. Now.
Oh, don't say that.
He could probably work for cheaper. Unless you're not paying. I don't think he can work cheaper than that.
You guys talk about how, you full-service banking institution, and I know that taking care of your customers is huge, and there's so many scams going on in the world today. And I know that you work really hard to protect your customers from that too, don't you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's important.
Just wanted to bring that up too.
But on the other hand, when you have a real business deal that goes down and somebody owes the other person money, it should be paid. And that's where a bank can help out and mend relationships.
Yeah, or, when you get a very unexpected charge
That happens.
on your debit card or something, these guys go to work for you to make sure that you don't get, ripped off by that.
Well, this was just an invoice. There was no debit card or credit card or anything like that.
Yeah, but it was unexpected.
I'm sorry, guys. This is a little
sorry.
heated.
That's
Yeah,
right. It's all good.
apologize.
We walked in at the right time. I guess.
Understand and enjoy your conversation. I was listening to it out in the pickup on my drove up here, so it was good.
Yeah. Well, maybe you guys could help us resolve this. I know. Is there let me ask you this: if you, let's say you lent Brent some money and there's a particular interest
Oh, it's
rate.
Brent we're talking about here.
Yeah. He needs the money. Would there be a kickback to me because I've sent him the bill?
Like a finder's fee type
Yeah,
of a deal?
yeah, something like that.
We can talk later.
Okay,
Yeah, we
great.
can talk later for sure. But I don't know that John and I are necessarily qualified for the relationship advice
there you go.
that you two need. But we can probably refer you to somebody.
Well, I've got
Well, thanks.
Stan at the Whiskey Barrel. He's my counselor.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
You're in
Stan-
good hands. You're in good hands. then.
Stan does
you're
a
in
good
good,
job.
You're
I
in good
agree.
hands. But
I have some lawyer friends too, but I'm kind of hoping that they'll, because we're
They
friends.
might charge you.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. If you have a lawyer as a friend, will they go ahead and charge you, or could you get it for free?
It depends on that lawyer, but I've known some that probably would.
That's how they make their living, right? See, Brent, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
So let's talk about the banking business. You guys
Yeah.
have lots of information here. Nebraska State Bank, community involved always. I sure want to touch on that before we close the show, but do you have some business you want to talk about?
you bet. It's like we rolled out of bed at one point and it's summertime.
Yeah, that's right.
And I don't know if it snuck up on everybody else, but it sure snuck up on me. And one thing that comes with summer is camping and boating. And, lots of times people are shopping for campers or boats, and they might be at the dealership and have options for financing, and they may not think that their local hometown bank can do some of the things that those dealerships do for, like, camper loans and RV loans and boat loans, because sometimes those loans have a longer term on them, longer than like a car loan.
Sure.
And so we just wanted to let everybody know that we do have some specials right now for RV and boat loans. You can qualify for a rate as low as 7.5%, but the nice part about these camper loans and the RV boat loans is we can go longer terms on them. And so we can have like a 10-year or 15-year type product on it to get your payments down, because we all know that campers and boats tend to be a little bit expensive. So we just want to put that out there. And again, if anybody's interested or if they're shopping, give us a call and we can kind of walk through what those rates and payments would be. But we do have options for people for RV and boat loans, which like I say, sometimes people don't think their local hometown bank can do those things, but we 100% can.
We also are offering a special on equipment loans for farm and agricultural type of business or commercial business and stuff. Have a special deal on some of those at the present time of 6.49 for up to 5 years, depending on that can get that low and qualify. We're doing some of that things, and it's just, again, to try to help out our local customers. And this, you don't have to be currently a customer of Nebraska State Bank to come in and qualify for those loans. You can just come in and talk to us about it, and we'll go through the underwriting process that we go through. And then we set these up to 60 months for a piece of equipment that you're looking to buy, whether it be some haying equipment coming in the season of that right now or some stuff. I just did some irrigation equipment for a gentleman that's just helping out getting started. So we're happy to do that, and that's what we're there for. And we, like Travis was saying, these are some products and some things that we know our customers in this area might be interested in, and we try to fulfill those needs. And that's what we're working on right now.
Like John was saying about our equipment loan financing special at 4.9%, or 6.49.
Don't, you're gonna have to give Stuart a heart attack here. Yeah.
No, 6.49%. Just in today's interest rate market, that's a really great deal. And we don't know how long that'll be there.
Right.
So please do take advantage of it. Come and talk to us. Call us on the phone. Like John said, you don't have to be a customer, but we've had a lot of customers take advantage of that. And that's been a tool that they can use, whether in their agriculture operation or their commercial business, to move forward this year. It's been really good.
Yeah. Well, Travis, in your defense, the interest rate has been changing a lot here lately, hasn't it?
It's the fastest pace of interest rate increases on record since the Federal Reserve has been in place, which is really something. So
it really is, although for us who are a little bit older, I always go back to what we're paid when we first bought our house in 1974, I believe it was, 7.5 interest rate in 1970s, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's really kind of relative, isn't it?
And what I would encourage everybody is, interest rates have gone up dramatically and pretty quickly. It's more important now than ever to have a really good bank that you can pick up the phone and call and just navigate this with it, because there's tools that we can do. We can help you with these things. We can help plan out your business. We can help plan out your agriculture operation, your household, your house, your car, whatever it is that you're maybe worried about financing. Give us a call. We'll walk you through it. We'll get through it. One nice thing about this area is how resilient everybody is.
Yeah.
And this is just one, whether it's interest rates or weather or fertilizer prices or whatever it is, in this area always finds a way, pull together, move forward, and not just survive but thrive. And I have seen that time and time again.
That is so true. And the other thing I want to, we are the biggest goal we have at Nebraska State Bank is the success of our area producers, farmers, ranchers, customers, whether it's the commercial business, whether it's our consumers in the area. Their success, if they're not successful, our bank's not successful. Same way with your radio station. You know that very, very well. If we don't have the success of those people, and that's our number one goal, is for the success and their positive gain in their operations or their business or their finances of their own personal livelihood. So like Travis said, we are there, and that's what we want to be there for. We're here to serve you. That's what we really are. That's what we're here for.
And one benefit of the interest rate market that we're in right now is you do have some opportunities for savings rates that are higher than they have been over, the past decade, frankly. Right now we have a CD special that's 9 months at, what is it,
4.58.
Yeah, 4.58, which that's
pretty good.
For a 9-month CD, that's fantastic. And again, just pick up on the phone and call us. And, whether it's a CD product that you're interested in or a money market because you need to, have, quicker access to your money, we have opportunities for you.
Yeah, Dave, you and I might be a little older than these other two guys sitting here in the room. And I came into the lending deal in 1980. And in the 80s, I didn't know if we'd ever see single-digit interest again after the 80s there come through. But we've survived, and we're going to go through it again here. And like he said, in the last decade or better, these rates have been just tremendously low. And hopefully people did take advantage of some of that stuff. But if you're on the savings side of stuff, it's just getting a little better for them.
Well, it sure is. And it's the low-risk part of that looks very inviting. If you're somewhere under 5% and you're not on a roller coaster ride as far as the daily markets go,
right.
It's pretty inviting.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
it is. The other thing we want to talk about a little bit is here, and you brought it up earlier, our summer celebrations are just starting. Nebraska State Bank really encourages, and we're lucky here in Custer County, so many of the communities, as you're well aware, have a great celebration sometime. And I think that the days start coming here, the weekends filling up here in the very near future. We really want to encourage everybody to try to attend those local celebrations. The work that goes in the background of all these things, I don't care for either Ansley, Oconto, Mason City, Myrna, Arnold, Callow, Sargent. Everybody has stuff. And there's just a ton of people in the backgrounds that go to their efforts of putting these things on, and it's all for our enjoyment. You know, it truly is. And so come and help celebrate those things, and we really want to encourage that. Our bank is going to be out trying to participate in a great number of those if we can. That's always the community involvement thing. We like to show our face out there and see that we're involved in being a part of that celebration with each of these communities. And I know you brought up Oconto here earlier, and what a great time that is. I've been down there numerous times, and you never go away hungry either.
No.
It's a great time.
And it kind of kicks off the festival season, really, the weekend after Memorial Day. And, you know, Sumner celebration later in the year, their parade is like phenomenal. And then you kind of wind up in Arcadia for their fall celebration.
Yep.
And all of it's family.
Yes.
All family oriented, which is great.
Yep.
Yep. And I don't know if, I'm sure you've seen Cash the Eagle, our mascot, as he's been around. You know, he's going to be out and about this summer, and we've got some fun things in the work with him. And, you know, one of the things that we're working on, and the details will be coming out, is, you know, as people see Cash the Eagle out at some of these events, if you take a selfie with him, you'll get entered into a drawing for some really cool prizes. So just stay tuned, because as you see Cash the Eagle out at a lot of these events, it's going to be fun. The kids love him.
I bet.
It's really funny. And we're not going to reveal the identity of the person that is underneath Cash the Eagle. Yeah, that's still a surprise. But
it's a surprise to Travis and I someday too.
But
who's going to be in there?
But lots of times, whoever is in that costume just gets swarmed by the kids, because the kids absolutely love him and kind of chase him or her down as they're running.
Yep.
All right. Well, it's going to be a lot of fun this summer into fall, and this is the holiday weekend. Camping, fishing, gardening. You're right, Travis. We're right in the thick of spring, aren't we?
You know, and we have so much to be thankful for because of the rain that we did receive.
Yeah.
You know, everybody can head into the summer kind of. You just felt everybody's spirits lift when that grass started to grow and the rain came down. And
sure did. And now we're just thinking, well, most of the seeds are probably in the ground out there for corn and soybeans. And they're talking the next several days about
chance of rain.
That would be perfect.
Wouldn't that be ideal? Yeah. It would be just tremendous. And the grass, I mean, you just drive around the countryside here in Custer County, and what a great godsend for these people that especially had the fires, like up around Anselmo and the McGinn Ranch and Cooksley's up there, and then Halsey.
Yeah.
This rain we had is just absolutely the best thing anybody could order, you know, and starting to green up. If you go out and look in the hills, it don't take long. The hills are great. Look around our area. We're blessed here because there's certain areas of the state that haven't had any, and then I understand there's some in the southwest Nebraska had a little too much last night.
Yeah, a little too much, yeah. Yeah, you know, Mother Nature is something else when you think about what April was and what the pastures looked like, fires, and then, you know, 5, 6, 7 inches of rain and lush pastures.
Or just it's amazing how quickly Mother Nature can heal and take it and, you know, brings it back to us too. And so that God water is something else. So
it's the best.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
It is.
And you know, you guys, you started out with this thought. When your clients, your customers, your friends succeed, then that works for you guys too. If they don't, Mother Nature's rough on them. You kind of got to get together and see what we can do to get through those rough patches, and that's what local banks do. Travis, you alluded to that.
Yep, you bet. Yeah. And so, you know, again, just to circle back, you know, whether it's the RV and boat loans, the great equipment, you know, financing special that we have for commercial and ag guys, the CD specials, just call us. You know, we're there. And when you call up Nebraska State Bank, you're never going to have to, you know, press 5 for this option or press 3. You get a person on the line, and we can walk you through it, and we can, you know, hear what you're going through, and we can help. So
yes, absolutely.
Just give us a call.
And we're welcome. And you know, we have Travis and I are fortunate. We get to work with some amazing people down at our bank. I'm so proud of our staff that we have down there. And I don't think there's one of them that wouldn't enjoy talking to anybody, you know, really and truly. And there's some delightful people there. So we welcome you to come in and check us out anytime.
Yeah. And we kind of forget the time goes by so quickly, but the remodel and the fantastic facility that you have of folks haven't been in for a while, or they didn't get in during after the remodel and rebuild.
Come see
sure
us.
You wouldn't mind having them stop and take a look.
Absolutely, and we'd be happy to show them around and stuff. And one of the things that the decor in the bank is local pictures that have been taken, and we did a little contest with some people in the area here. They had to be the picture had to be taken in our surrounding areas here, and throughout the bank, in every office, in every room down at our main bank here, and out at the East Branch, there's numerous pictures, and they're taken from somewhere in the county here, and so
Pretty neat.
it is really cool, and so we're very proud of that, and we thank our customers and people that supported that, because that's who made that. That's where they came from. So,
All right, guys, thanks a lot. And Travis, thanks for depressing me this morning. You have a 16-year-old.
You know, we moved to town in May of 2011, and he was in preschool, and so Broken Bow's home to him, and he's awesome. But
Yeah, I remember, stopping by to see my wife at the library, and Jill would be there if they'd have the kids things going on, and Blinky's 16. It doesn't seem possible.
I know it.
it really is. It's been cool. So, but hey, I want to say thank you to you guys for all you do. The promotions that you guys put on out here, Brent and Dave, you guys, it's amazing what you do and the follow-up you bring to the Custer County area. And I can't thank you guys enough, and I just want to put that plug out there too, because we do appreciate all you do for an innumerable number of projects that go on throughout the county here. So again, thank you to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Same formula for us as well, as you mentioned. If we can promote things and they're successful, then everybody wins.
Yep, absolutely.
100%.
Nebraska State Bank, Myrna, Callaway, Broken Bow, with the drive-through
Two locations.
outside
You got it.
on the east end of town.
Yep.
Not too far from Stan's place.
Right.
Yes.
You can make a deposit after your counseling session.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, thanks, guys.
Hey,
Take care. Thank you, guys.
Is pain keeping you from doing what you love? If your neck, shoulders, back, or knees are preventing you from feeling your best, it's time to take action. Whether you've had it for years or it's due to a recent injury, you don't have to live with the pain. Pearson Physical Therapy of Broken Bow offers personalized treatments and flexible appointments that work around your busy schedule. Call Pearson Physical Therapy at 872-5800 or visit us on the web at pearsonpt.com. The treatment you need, the care you deserve.
Beef is what's for dinner. May is Beef Month, and we're celebrating the industry all month long at KCNI KVBN. Sponsors are bringing you beef briefs on our Facebook page, Sandhills Express. Fun facts and information about beef. Listen throughout the month for sponsors like these, saluting those in the beef industry.
The Grocery Cart, Burwell and Broken Bow Livestock, Sargent Corner Market, and Sargent Pack.
The Anselmo Myrna Booster Club is so excited to take some time on the radio to congratulate the golf and track teams after their excellent seasons, ending in representing AM at state competition. A special shout out goes to Coral Schmidt, the 400-meter dash state champion and new school record holder. Congratulations and great work to the Anselmo Myrna student athletes from the Anselmo Myrna Booster Club.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KVBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Memorial Day holiday travel is officially underway. These folks are at Seattle's airport.
There's definitely a lot more cars than I'm usually used to.
Usually I will get here about an hour and a half before my flight, typically, but since the craziness, we actually came 3 hours ahead.
The TSA yesterday screened the highest number of passengers since the start of the pandemic. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says a deal on raising the debt ceiling may be getting closer.
It's not easy. We want to make sure that this is an agreement worthy of the American people, so it takes a while to make it happen.
The deadline is June 1st. Daniel Saldana spent 33 years in prison for attempted murder, a crime he did not commit. The LA County District Attorney made the announcement.
Based on our investigation, we have determined Daniel Saldana is innocent of the crimes that he was convicted of.
Newer testimony shows Saldana wasn't even at the scene of the crime. CBS News Brief. I'm Linda Kenyon.
In Nebraska news, AAA is preparing to activate its Tow to Go program in Nebraska, Iowa, and surrounding states ahead of Memorial Day weekend to help keep impaired drivers off the road. The free program will be active from 6 p.m. Friday, May 26th to 6 a.m. Tuesday, May 30th on Memorial Day weekend, and will offer a free ride to impaired drivers and their vehicles who do not have safe alternatives. The free confidential rides are available to AAA members and non-members. When called for assistance, AAA dispatchers, a tow truck, and transport driver will take the vehicle to a safe location within a 10-mile radius free of charge. This is the 25th year that AAA has provided the Tow to Go program. Since the program began, Tow to Go has removed more than 25,000 impaired drivers from the road.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In the NBA playoffs, Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals saw the Celtics beat the Heat 116-99. Boston led wire to wire. They hit 16 three-pointers. 4 of their 5 starters scored 20 or more, led by Derek White, who had 24 points. None of Miami's players had 20 or more. Jimmy Butler with 14. Duncan Robinson led the Heat with 18 points. Boston still alive, forcing a Game 6 back in Miami on Saturday, but the Heat still have a 3-2 lead in the series. NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, Game 4 Western Conference Finals. The Stars stay alive with a 3-2 win over the Golden Knights in overtime. Jason Robertson, a pair of goals for Dallas, and Joe Pavelski scored the game winner in sudden death. Dallas avoids being swept, forced a Game 5 in Las Vegas on Saturday, with the Golden Knights still leading the series 3-1. In baseball games of note, the Rays beat the Blue Jays 6-3. Tampa Bay, a Major League Best, 37-15. On the other end of the spectrum, the A's lost to the Mariners 3-2. Oakland is 10-42 on the season.
Here's your weatherology forecast. For today, we'll have mostly cloudy skies with a chance for scattered showers and storms. High temperatures working up into the mid-70s. For tonight, lingering slight chance for a shower or storm in the evening, a low of 56. For Saturday, partial sunshine, just a slight chance for a shower or storm there with a high of 78 degrees. And for Sunday, chance for storms in the upper 70s. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Caro.
When someone asks me, when is the best time to start saving for retirement, my answer is simple. It's today. Hi, I'm Tim McCaslin.
And I'm Janet Lawhorn,
your local Edward Jones financial advisors. We can help you build a plan for your ideal retirement by identifying your unique goals and help you keep on track to achieve them. The sooner you get started, the better. Call us at 308-872-6849 or visit edwardjones.com to schedule an appointment today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
8.5 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock, 60 degrees outside under a cloudy sky, wind southeast 5 and 6 miles per hour, barometric pressure rising at 30-15, humidity at 86%. Our high yesterday, 77, with an overnight low of 57. Sunset today at 9 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 6:10, and 7 inches and 0.10 precipitation measured in the month of May here so far. Brent and Dave with you here on The Breakfast Show. We didn't get the game played, so we're going to go ahead and catch up on that. We're also going to throw in for the prize today, with whatever Brent has, some Buffalo Bill Rodeo tickets if you would like to go to the Buffalo Bill Rodeo. We have specific dates for those tickets. We have a pair of those to give away, along with whatever Brent has there.
All right. Our food prize will give you a chance to win a personal pan pizza one topping at Pizza Hut. And speaking of Pizza Hut, here's some specials they have going on right now. 2 medium, 2 topping pizzas plus breadsticks and a 2-liter bottle of pop, all for $25.99. 2 large specialty pizzas plus 8 bone-out wings, all of that for just $35.99. Also a special on 8 bone-out wings, $1 each wing on Wednesdays. So take advantage of Wing Wednesday at the Pizza Hut in Broken Bow. Some of the other specials that they're promoting right now: buy a large 3-topping at menu price and get 8 bone-out wings for just $5. And you can get a large 1-topping plus oven-baked pasta plus breadsticks and a 2-liter bottle of pop for $22.99. So some great specials going on at the Pizza Hut in Broken Bow. Take advantage of them. They're open for dine-in, carry-out, and delivery. Still looking for people to join their team. If you're interested, contact General Manager Ladarius there at the Pizza Hut. All right, here's your question for today. May is barbecue month, so we're asking questions about this favorite U.S. cooking method. Memphis-style barbecue is famous for using cuts of what meat? We're talking Memphis now. Memphis-style barbecue, famous for using cuts from what meat? Your choices are chicken, beef, seafood, or pork. If you know, call us at 872-2801.
Cattlemen, spring is here and things are starting to green up. But alongside the good green like pasture grass and trees come the bad greens. Musk thistles, mullenweed, buckbrush, and other weeds. Let Aero Aviation help you get the bad green under control this spring. They use the latest in aircraft and GPS technology and crop protection products while keeping the good green in your pocket. Call Casey, Melissa, or Kim today and schedule spring spraying with Aero Aviation, 872-5113.
Do you have a laundry list of projects to do around your home? Refresh your space by completing that list of home improvement projects with the help of a HELOC from Bruning Bank. If an updated look is not enough and you're ready to buy a new home, we can help with that too. Navigating a home purchase can be confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let our friendly, experienced staff guide you to owning the home of your dreams. You can apply in person, online at BruningBank.com, or give us a call at 308-872-2757 to get started. Bruning Bank, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 473773, member FDIC.
12 past the hour of 8 o'clock. Didn't get a call. We're having trouble with the barbecue questions. I'm surprised this time of year everybody's thinking barbecue.
Yeah. Your answer to the question was pork. Memphis-style barbecue, famous for using cuts from what meat? The answer would be pork.
Pork. It barbecues up pretty good.
Yes, it does.
We'll be talking about that this morning from Oconto. Going to go down there in just a little bit, get set up. In the 9 o'clock hour, visit about the upcoming Blowing the Doors Off barbecue coming up on June 3rd with music and food and raffles, and we'll find out all the details this morning right here on the show. We'll take a quick time out. We'll continue with these words.
Start checking items off your warm weather to-do list with the help of Ansley Lumber and Supply. They have the materials you need. LP Smart Siding, featuring premium Diamond Coat technology, will protect your home for years to come. To protect from the top, ask about shingles and other roofing options. Need to rework or build a deck? Ansley Lumber has great material options there too. Strong, high-quality materials to keep your home safe and strong for years, all from their friendly, knowledgeable staff to help you along the way. Ansley Lumber and Supply, Main Street, Ansley.
Lashley Land Recreational Brokers is proud to offer Custer County Canyons and Wildlife, a 721-acre ranch located approximately 8 miles southeast of Arnold, Nebraska. These picturesque canyons are full of a wide variety of wildlife, to the extent this would be an outfitter's dream. The property is available as a whole or in 2 tracks. Call me, John Farley, or check it out at lashleyland.com.
With more ways than ever to connect to news and entertainment, did you know that 90% of new car buyers want the tried and true AM/FM radio option? That's because your local radio stations are reliable, trustworthy, and bring you a local connection that can't be replicated. Not to mention, we are free, no subscription or cell data required. More than 80 million Americans each month depend on AM for their news, weather, and entertainment. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress we need AM radio in cars.
I love the morning show.
Wake up with us. We sound way better than this. KCNI KBBN Radio.
You're listening to The Breakfast Show. We sometimes mess around here on the show, and then we sometimes get serious. This is a serious portion of the show, or at least one of the serious moments, and we want to talk a little bit about mental health, because there's been community members here in our immediate area that took it upon themselves to create a website, a resource, if you will, for folks out there who are struggling with mental health, mental stress. Maybe they don't even know for sure, but there are people in this area that can help, professionals that can give us a hand, whether it be you and me or our neighbors, your workers, whatever. Mental health is something that we're becoming aware of, which is, doesn't matter where you live, it's here. And we have folks here who have put together a website both in English and Spanish, and it's not a real fancy site. It's just a site that you go to and take a look at resources, phone numbers, and internet addresses and so forth. It's just a real helpful tool that they built, and they urge you to use it or get somebody to take a look who's having some trouble. That again is mhpcc.org. And of course, mental illness can, really make life not enjoyable for folks. And it can even lead to things such as suicide, risk of suicide. So we want to take care of it when we have the opportunity. mhpcc.org.
Your friends at the Broken Bow United Methodist Church invite all children who will be entering kindergarten through 6th grade in the upcoming fall of 2023 to attend their Vacation Bible School, coming up very soon next week, May 30th through June 2nd, 9 a.m. to noon each day. The theme throughout the week will be Food Truck Party. The last day will end with a short program giving the chance for the kids to show off everything that they did and learned through the week. They always enjoy it when you can pre-register your child. That way they can kind of get a feel for how many kids they have coming. So we encourage you to do that. And you can do that by going to the Broken Bow United Methodist Church Facebook page. You'll find a link that you can click on to get your child pre-registered. Also, you can go to sandhillsexpress.com. We have it listed on Community Calendar. Just go down to those dates, find the Broken Bow United Methodist Church Vacation Bible School posting on Community Calendar. Click on it, and you'll find a link to get your child pre-registered. It's bound to be a great week of Bible stories, songs, games, snacks, and other fun activities. The United Methodist Church in Broken Bow, excited to have your children join them.
8:17, I'll tell you a true story.
Okay.
About some folks, and I won't say who, it doesn't really matter because we've all probably had a chance of this happening, but they got themselves a new camper.
Oh.
And they were so excited to go camping that they went camping. But they forgot to get insurance on it before they went camping.
Oh.
Then they were in a storm.
Uh-oh.
And it damaged the camper. And now the repairs will be coming out of their pocket. So if you're thinking of going camping, double check, make sure you have that insurance policy up to snuff. And if you're maybe going to go camping later on this summer, double check. Camping, motorcycling, boating, whatever the case may be. We don't use those things only a couple months out of the year, and sometimes we forget to check. And if you have a good insurance man or woman, they'll take care of that for you. And one of those places is Universal Insurance here in Broken Bow. Stop by to their office on Highway 2 or call them at 872-6438. If you purchase something new, you want it insured. If you're getting something moved out of your ownership, you don't want to insure it. And it happens pretty quickly. Life is fast. You get in a hurry. Next thing you know, you may have forgotten to do that. And if you're looking for insurance for your home, your car, your business, your agricultural equipment, they can cover all that at Universal Insurance. And they'll make sure you're insured properly and get you the best value they can for you, because they are a division of GTA Insurance Group, which allows them to dip into many resources, many different companies to fit their company to your needs. Universal Insurance, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
When the guys from Nebraska State Bank, Travis and John, were here with us, John was talking about all of the summer festivals that we have coming up. Of course, you're going to be headed to Oconto to talk about the Blowing the Doors Off barbecue coming up soon. As we think about that, Circle V Stitch and Post, maybe you want to put together a shirt or a hat that has the name of the festival and everything embroidered on it. A great opportunity to do that and spotlight the festival coming up. If you need to put something together like that, Circle V Stitch and Post is the place. Give Velma a call today and she can help get your creation started. If you're looking for a really neat personalized gift for something like a wedding coming up or maybe a baby shower, she personalizes things like towel sets and blankets and can put together something really neat for you. So give her a call today at 872-6173. You'll find Circle V Stitch and Post located just north of Broken Bow out on Paulson Road.
We have another job opening with House of Hugs Child Care in Broken Bow. And you can call this number 870-5892 and ask any questions. Tammy Campbell is the owner and provider. That number again is 308-870-5892. Your resumes can be sent to Tammy, JOCAMPBELL at iCloud.com. They're looking for an experienced child care provider. Now, you must be qualified in CPR, first aid, fingerprints and criminal history check. That's required. And you must have, most of all, patience and love of children. And I know a lot of us out there love our kids, but there's a little extra patience would come along with taking care of a whole bunch of kids. It's a full-time position from 7:15 a.m. to 5:15 p.m. Monday through Friday, starting at $15 an hour. And again, the phone number is 870-5892, or send your resume to Tammy Jo Campbell at iCloud.com. This listing can be found on Sandhills Express employment page.
And here's another job posting you'll find on that page as well. Nebraska Department of Transportation looking for a highway maintenance worker in Ansley and Broken Bow. Training and career development will be provided. Advancement opportunities, ample paid time off, work-life balance, a comprehensive benefits package. At the Nebraska Department of Transportation, they reward their employees' hard work with a friendly and supportive work environment that encourages creativity and innovation. To apply, you must go online because an online state application must be filled out. So go to this website, statejobs.nebraska.gov. The state of Nebraska is an equal opportunity, veterans preference employer.
And another job or two or three. Now, I know, I have a little inside information that they have had some success at the Ansley Public Schools in some of what they're looking for, but there's still openings there. They're looking for energetic, responsible, and caring individuals that are interested in working as a paraprofessional or a route activity bus driver within the school system. So this is an updated listing. Wages are negotiable. The para position and the bus driving position follow the school calendar. If you're interested, please call Gordon Goodman at 308-935-1121 or download a copy of the application from their webpage, which is ansleypublicschools.org. Their motto at the Ansley Schools is, "Let's work together."
And one final job opportunity to pass your way this morning. Central Nebraska Diesel looking for a diesel mechanic to join their family-owned business. Family-owned business that has been serving the community since 1968, looking for a skilled and motivated diesel mechanic to join their team. The successful candidate would be responsible for maintaining and repairing diesel engines, including trucks and heavy equipment. For a full list of the responsibilities and requirements that they are looking for, check out the full posting on sandhillsexpress.com. Pay will be based on experience, willing to train individuals who are motivated to learn. Benefits include matching retirement, health insurance, and a positive work environment that values teamwork, respect, and a commitment to quality service. So if you are a skilled and motivated diesel mechanic looking for a new opportunity, we encourage you to contact Brian at 308-643-2544, 308-643-2544.
824. Good morning to Steve Hornickel. Thanks a lot, Steve, for dropping your line to us, wishing us a happy holiday. We appreciate that. And Millie Winkler dropped a line saying that she thought Grant's article on the school was excellent. Thank you for that. So, I'm going to be leaving, but I do have a request.
Okay. All right. Let's see what I can do.
I would like you to bring in a surprise guest by the name of Jeremy Shipe.
Okay.
He and his family helped put up flags at the cemetery last night, and I saw some correspondence on that. Might be kind of fun to have him talk about that a little bit. Looked like they had good helpers, and I don't know. That way, maybe we can encourage people to help pick up those flags.
There you go.
And not only at our cemetery, but others as well. It takes volunteers to do that, and Jeremy and Isabel and Nicole did that last night, and it sounds like they really enjoyed it. So would you do that?
I'd be happy to.
That'd be nice of you. Good friend, brother, co-host. Means a lot to me to work together with you like that.
Yeah, well, thanks, Dave. Yeah, working together.
Working together. We'll take a time out. A little Jefferson Starship for you. I'd like to also this morning say happy holidays to you folks down in Arkansas who've become part of my family as well, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, what are you going to charge them to mow their yard?
And business today. One thing you can always count on, though, is Nebraska State Bank, looking for ways to help local ag producers and businesses be successful. Right now, NSB is running an ag and commercial equipment loan special that features a 6.49% fixed interest rate for qualified customers. You heard that right, a 6.49% fixed interest rate. Call one of their local experienced ag loan officers at 872-2466 to find out more about this limited time loan special. Nebraska State Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Memorial Day savings are at Gary's Superfoods through Tuesday. Don't forget about the senior discount Monday to Friday from open to 1 p.m. Save on 10-ounce boneless beef ribeye steaks at $9.99. 2-pound cartons of fresh strawberries are $3.99, and whole seedless watermelons are $4.79 each. Frito-Lay kettle or Lay's potato chips are 2 for $5, and Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauces are 3 for $5. Gary's Superfoods, South B Street in Broken Bow.
Go Breakfast Show, and Dave has got up and went to Ocano. That's where he'll be reporting from next hour. We'll be talking about the Blowing the Doors Off barbecue, the big celebration in Ocano, which is next weekend, and we'll give you all of the details of it coming up soon here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. In the meantime, Jeremy has joined us here in the studio, and Jeremy had the wonderful opportunity and privilege, really, to help out at the cemetery. I believe it was yesterday, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep,
putting
last
out
night.
flags to get ready for Memorial Day. I'm sure that was a very rewarding experience.
It was. It was great. Corner to corner, good organization will always help things like that go well. And we were handed a clipboard and a pencil when we got there, and it had a nice map layout with north, south, east, and west on it, and also had a grid, and just took the flags around and marked the graves of those that have lost their lives after serving our country or during serving our country. And there's a good group of people out there, and it was kind of funny when we got there. My wife said, "Oh, I just knew this was one of those things we should have shown up 20 minutes early to," because we got there 5 minutes before 6 when it was to start, and like a quarter of the cemetery was done, just because that's the way people are with things like that. They want to go out and get it tackled and enjoy it, and it was great.
Good. Well, wonderful. Since we're on the topic of conversation of kind of Memorial Day and everything, I do know that some of the communities around our area have sent us information regarding Memorial Day services. I believe they've been posted on community calendar. I think Grant did a story on it as well. So check that out, and you can find information about some of the special services that'll be going on Monday in our coverage area. Also on KCNI Radio, Jeremy, and I think that you've had a big part in kind of putting this together this year. We'll be doing our special Memorial Day broadcast at 10 o'clock, I believe it is, correct, on Monday.
Yep.
I'm sure people have been hearing some of the special Memorial Day salutes that some of our great businesses have been sponsoring, but kind of a combination of music and the spoken word, and that'll be aired on KCNI Monday, correct?
Yep, Monday at 10 a.m. Going to have some inspirational music, some patriotic music, spoken word. My favorite piece in that program that I put together was kind of the history behind the taps that you hear at military funerals and things like that. So there's a piece on that in there. And then those salutes to those who have lost their lives serving our country, brought to you by several area businesses. Those will play throughout the hour as well. I don't know about you, but when I record those, some of those stories of heroism kind of choke me up. They're simply amazing. And we'll play every single one of those throughout that hour. We'll play about 5 or 6 patriotic songs, some that you know, some that maybe you don't know, that I kind of discovered that caught my ear. And we'll have that 10 a.m. on Monday morning.
All right. Sounds good. We'll encourage you to tune in and listen to that coming up on Monday. Nebraska baseball, we'll talk about that coming up. Huskers will play again tonight in the Big Ten baseball tournament. We'll give you information on that when we come back after a little music from Mark Cohn on KCNI KBBN Radio. here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. In the meantime, we want to pass along a programming note to you. We've been airing coverage of Nebraska baseball through the Big Ten tournament. Tough one for Nebraska last night. They played deep into the night. They waited through a 90-minute weather delay and then finally finished things off in their game against Maryland, the top-seeded team in the Big Ten tournament. And, of course, you go through a weather delay, then you go extra innings. So, but Nebraska, unfortunately, came out on the short end. Maryland hitting a walk-off homer in the bottom of the 10th inning to win it 2-1. So Nebraska's still alive in the tournament. It's a double elimination tournament. Last night was Nebraska's first loss, so they will play again tonight in an elimination game against Michigan State. I believe it's scheduled for 7 o'clock tonight. Coverage on the Huskers radio network is scheduled for 6, so that's when we'll plan to take the air with the Huskers radio network for you tonight on KBBN 95.3 FM. But as we found out yesterday, depending on what happens in other games today, who knows when it'll start. So,
yeah, they had every kind of delay you could have in that game, too.
Yeah, because they got a late start playing it.
They got a late start playing it. They had the lightning delay. They had the delay to have the grounds crew come out and fix the pitcher's mound. They brought the tamper out, and by that point, I got a kick out of the fans that were still in attendance on that weeknight. They were clapping along with the rhythm of the guy who was tamping the dirt on the pitcher's mound. They'd all lost their minds by that point. And then they had like 2 or 3 coaches' reviews throughout the game as well. You put that all together, and not including the delay, it was a over 3-hour-long game.
Yeah. Well, you talk about the review. I think that one of the reviews came on the very first play after the weather delay.
It was.
Did it not?
Yeah, it was on that double play.
And it took forever.
Yep.
So, but anyway, unfortunately, Nebraska coming out on the short end. I think everybody believes that for Nebraska, if they want to continue play in a regional, they got to win the Big Ten tournament. So they got a task ahead of them, but it is the game of baseball, so you never know what can happen.
Yes.
And we'll plan to cover all of their games through the tournament for you, beginning with their next one tonight, and you can listen to it on KBBN 95.3 FM. When Brent and Jeremy get together in the studio, obviously we talk a little sports. We talked Husker baseball. But I'm sitting with a guy who is a big Boston Celtics fan in the NBA. Boston was down 3-0 in their series to Miami in the Eastern Conference Finals of the NBA playoffs. They won Game 4. They've won Game 5. And now all of a sudden, people are talking about Boston being the favorite and winning the next 2. Are you feeling good?
Well, they've been favored in every game they've played in this series because, you know, everyone always wants to look, you know, I don't understand analytics and all that stuff. I personally think analytics you can toss out the window in sports more than anything. Ironically, they use them in sports more than anything, but I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know. The numbers, the number that freaks me out is in NBA basketball in 149 situations where a team has fallen down 3-0, they've never come back to win the series. It's never happened in history.
There's always a first time, though,
There's
in
always
sports.
a first time, and people continue to talk about if there's a first time, this would make sense for it to be it, because Boston, when you look at it, really had no business losing all 3 of those first games. They never should have. They just... But it's cliche. Every sports fan does it. When your team is struggling, you say things like, "Well, they shouldn't be. They're better than this." They've shown the last 2 games they are, because they blew Miami out of the water in Miami and then whooped on them yesterday. They never trailed in that game.
It's interesting to me, the game of basketball. Love the game, but you can X and O the thing to death. At the end of the day, can you make a shot? And I believe
make or miss league.
I believe that Boston was shooting under 30% from 3 in the first 3 games, right? And now they've been shooting 40+% in the last 2. There you go.
For 3 quarters last night, they were shooting more than 50% from the 3-point line, and I think they shot almost 53 pointers again last night. So you put all of that together. I think every single starter had 20 or more points. So you put that all together, and you got a 5-headed monster. It's hard for anyone to beat you. And most people would get nervous about going to Miami, but Boston plays better on the road, so I almost feel better about it. So
don't you feel that the series will be decided in Game 6? I mean, whoever wins Game 6, obviously, if Miami wins Game 6, series is over.
Yeah.
I think if Boston wins Game 6, series is over.
Yeah,
Miami's not beating Boston in Game 7.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Hi, Christy.
Hi, what's that?
Billy'd like to get in on the conversation.
Billy Bales
Billy's
is
on the phone.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, boy.
All right, let's talk to Billy.
All right.
Speaking of Boston Celtics fans, all right, let's see what our buddy Billy is up to. Billy, is that you?
Yes, it is.
How are you, my friend?
I'm good. I think Boston's got a good chance to win them all night at Miami.
I would say so, Billy. They're red hot. Now, let me ask you: Did you see this coming? I mean, when they got whipped, Boston did in Game 3, down 3-0. Did you think that they would come back and make a series like they have?
If anybody can do what Boston could do it, because they got one of the best players in the world, Jason Tatum. I've been a Jason Tatum fan, Brent, ever since he was at Duke.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
I liked him then, and I like him now, and don't make him mad because that one game, last night he slammed 2 of them, and that one they called a technical on him, and I don't think there should have been a technical called on him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was hanging on the rim. Well, why'd they call him for a technical for it? Everybody else does it. Why do they have to call him for it and stuff?
It does kind of seem like they're kind of selective with that hanging on the rim call sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah, LeBron does it, and he gets by with it
Yeah.
and stuff. But if the Boston had that one guy they traded for, and he got hurt during the preseason, and I don't know his name, but he's not playing. And they traded for him, and he's 7 foot something.
Yeah.
But they could beat Miami. It's just the question if they can do it or not.
So are you, what is your prediction, Billy? Are you saying Boston now in 7, they're going to come all the way back and win it? Is that your prediction?
Yeah, I do think so. Because if anybody can do it, Boston can do it.
What are the keys, Billy? What do they got to do?
Take care of the ball. Don't do stupid stuff.
Oh, hey, there you go.
That's good.
Hey,
don't do stupid stuff.
I think Coach Mazzulla could use that one in the huddle for sure.
And sometimes I don't know about Marcus Smart. He does stupid stuff.
He did have a good game last night, though. When he's playing well, he's really hard to stop.
Yeah, he's a point guard, and you know where he played college ball at?
Oklahoma State.
Yeah, that's where he played at, and he was good there. Now he's good now.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, well, I just thought I'd chime in.
Well, we're glad you called, Billy. You have a great holiday weekend. Good to talk to you. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
I love it. Having a sports conversation with Billy. That is a lot of fun. All right, we're going to play a song here for you. Whenever we come into Memorial Day, this is a song that I just love. It fits Memorial Day, fits what Memorial Day is all about. It's from Billy Ray Cyrus, entitled Some Gave All. Studio, Dave getting set up in Oconto. We're going to be going there live coming up soon, right after the news and the 9 o'clock hour. So join us for that. Dave's in Oconto to talk about the Blowing the Doors Off Barbecue Oconto Volunteer Fire Department fundraiser. It'll be Saturday, June 3rd, so a week from tomorrow. It's all you can eat. In advance, tickets are $17 for adults, $20 at the gate. Children ages 5 to 12, $10. They've got some great live entertainment. South Loop Sunrise from 5 to 8. At 7 o'clock, they'll have a raffle drawing and auction. And from 8 to midnight, Borderline will perform. Some of the things that they'll be raffling off include a Traeger grill, a handmade knife by Adam Miller, $200 grocery cart gift card, and a $100 Kincaidor Brewing gift card. And we'll be finding out more about all of the details regarding the Blowing the Doors Off barbecue coming up next hour right here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. I do know, and I think you too from personal experience, you do not go away hungry when you get a ticket to go enjoy the barbecue in Oconto.
That's whether you get your ticket in advance for $17 or you get it at the door for $20, that is a smoking deal. Because
you get your money's worth.
Think of how when you go to like a barbecue place, like if you're traveling and you go to like Kansas City or whatever, and you have these guys are professional barbecuers. They're there to win prizes. Just think of the money you spend on just like maybe a pulled pork sandwich and some fries when you sometimes close to $17, and that's all you're getting. This is all you can eat, several plates. Just keep in mind my tip that I've passed along in years past and this year again. Skip on the bun for the sandwich type items.
Oh, okay.
Saves room in your stomach, and then you can eat more. So like the pulled pork sandwiches and stuff, skip on that big fluffy bun. You'll go and enjoy more food or get a couple more beers in there.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go. A tip from Jeremy when you attend the Blowing the Doors Off barbecue.
It's not going to make you any less miserable because you're going to fill the space with something. But it's just not going to be bread.
But the nice thing is those are the events where there's enjoyment in becoming miserable.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm talking about?
It's a slow burn.
Exactly. There's a lot. Yeah, you might feel, you're like, oh, I ate too much. But the enjoyment of getting to that point is worth it.
Yeah, I think last year, no, it was 2 years ago that we went. I wasn't able to make it last year, but when I eat that much, and it doesn't even have to be warm outside, I get what I call the meat sweats. And it just, I call them the meat sweats. And you just eat enough meat or a steak that's big enough or that amount of barbecue, and you just, man, you get it. And you just wish you had more layers of clothing to shed because it's just gets you. Yeah. But it feels good.
And you know what? There's a lot more that goes on, too, besides just eating.
Oh, there's all kinds of stuff for the kids. Yeah. They've got ice cream as well. You can go and get a couple scoops of ice cream and help a great cause. It's always really good, and lots of great things to check out. I always kind of pop out for a second and go over and look at all of the lawn sculptures right over there in Oconto. Check those out. So
we'll find out more about it coming up in a few minutes. So keep it right here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. The summer travel season is officially underway. On this Memorial Day holiday weekend, travelers like this one are happy to hit the road.
I'm excited that it feels good to travel again after a few years of staying home.
Moving closer to a deal on raising the debt ceiling.
Sources familiar with the talks say the deal under discussion would cap overall federal spending levels for the next 2 years.
CBS's Nancy Cordes. Texas lawmakers have issued 20 articles of impeachment against State Attorney General Ken Paxton, ranging from bribery to abuse of public trust. KEYE-TV's Michael Atkinson reports from Austin.
Texas has only ever twice impeached and convicted state officials in history, and now Attorney General Ken Paxton could become the third, as a House panel issued 20 articles of impeachment against him, which Paxton has condemned in a stunning end to the legislative session.
The full House could vote on the recommendations as soon as today. CBS News Brief. I'm Linda Kenyon.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, Here's Eddie Garcia.
In the NBA playoffs, Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals saw the Celtics beat the Heat 116-99. Boston led wire to wire. They hit 16 three-pointers. 4 of their 5 starters scored 20 or more, led by Derek White, who had 24 points. None of Miami's players had 20 or more. Jimmy Butler with 14. Duncan Robinson led the Heat with 18 points. Boston still alive, forcing a Game 6 back in Miami on Saturday, but the Heat still have a 3-2 lead in the series. NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, Game 4 Western Conference Finals. The Stars stay alive with a 3-2 win over the Golden Knights in overtime. Jason Robertson, a pair of goals for Dallas, and Joe Pavelski scored the game winner in sudden death. Dallas avoids being swept, have forced a Game 5 in Las Vegas on Saturday, with the Golden Knights still leading the series 3-1. In baseball games of note, the Rays beat the Blue Jays 6-3. Tampa Bay, a Major League Best, 37-15. On the other end of the spectrum, the A's lost to the Mariners 3-2. Oakland is 10-42 on the season.
Here's your weatherology forecast. For today, we'll have mostly cloudy skies with a chance for scattered showers and storms. High temperatures working up into the mid-70s. For tonight, lingering slight chance for a shower or storm in the evening, a low of 56. For Saturday, partial sunshine, just a slight chance for a shower or storm there with a high of 78 degrees. And for Sunday, chance for storms in the upper 70s. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Caro.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There is a tremendous price war in the term life industry. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man, age 45, non-smoker, $1 million of coverage, $75 per month level rate for 10 years. Or a man age 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110. Level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote at 1-800-886-9755. You're probably paying more than you should. Call 1-800-886-9755. Remember, 1-800-886-9755. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker underwriting. Exam required to qualify. That number for Term Busters is 1-800-886-9755. 1-800-886-9755.
Currently at our studio, 61 degrees, winds out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour, barometer 30.15, and the humidity 82%. We'll say a trace of precipitation in the gauge early this morning. Precip total for the month of May still at 7.1 inches recorded for the month here at our studios. High yesterday in Broken Bow hit 77, the overnight low 57. Sunset tonight, 9 o'clock.
That's how you know summer's right around the corner.
Yeah,
or already here, depending on what your opinion is on that.
You better believe it. All right, 9:05 is the time. Keep it right here. Coming up this hour, we'll be taking you live to Ocano to visit with the folks there. So just keep it tuned right here to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
And Cliff Badgley is here with me with Badgley Well. Actually, the fire department, I guess. Better.
Well, yeah, I'm representing the fire department today.
Yeah, but let's talk about the well business real quick. April, it looked like you were probably in for one of the longest summers of your life. And
well, April, we didn't know if we even had any work. I mean, there was no grass growing. It was just going to be a scrum year, it looked like, and just short time for yearling cattle, short time for grass cows with calves, and it wasn't pretty anywhere.
No, it was not. It was not. Along comes 5, 6, 7 inches of rain, and on the way up here, it was just gorgeous.
Oh, it's gorgeous, but we're still a long ways from getting out of this drought thing. I mean, we've had good rains like in our pasture. It's sustained, it's got some grass growing, but there's nothing there to maintain it. We got to have more rain, and we don't need the fast rains. Cal and Arnold got that 9 inches in 3 or 4 days up there, and it was a good rain to fill the dams, but we need water to get in the ground.
Soak in there.
And then the cool nights aren't helping. The grass can't grow on the cool nights, but it's changing. But it's not pretty yet. I mean, if we get a couple more rains, it'll make people feel a little bit better about this. Even for the grain farmer, they need the rain. Yeah. I've seen pivots. We went to Lincoln last weekend for a wedding, and there were pivots running because they haven't had the rain down from Gibbon on.
Yeah,
we had.
Well, we just are being teased here this next few days with 50% here, 50% there, 20%, and just a few little light sprinkles on the windshield on the way down here this morning and a few yesterday. But we were just talking before we went on the air down around McCook. They're getting too much in a hurry.
Yeah, a guy talked to us this morning, said they've heard up to 3 inches an hour, and they get 9 to 10 inches around Hay Center, and it's just... They need the rain. Yeah. I mean, the southwest part of the state, it really gets dry anyway. I don't know what it is. I suppose it's because Colorado rubs off on them or something over there.
Well, it's definitely hot down in that corner of the state.
Oh, it is. But then they need something. They need some to help make up too. But they've had a lot of droughts over the years, more than we've had. They just couldn't catch rains at times.
Yeah. Well, we'd have a shot at some more, and I know that affects your business probably differently than people would suspect. That I know you're happy when it rains and the grass is growing. Just makes life easier for your customers, right?
Well, a few years ago we were going through a drought, and a customer of mine, he happened to be a cousin too, but he said, I don't know what I'm going to do about grass. And I said, I don't know what you're going to do about grass either, but I got no work. He goes, what? I said, if you don't have cattle out there, you don't need me.
There you go.
He goes, so I never thought of it that way. They said, there's a cycle here.
There is a cycle.
And it's the Mother Nature helps everybody. That's all there is to it.
There is. And here is the another part of this circle.
Former fire chief, fire member, and he's associate member now. He's quite the BSer.
Dan Eggleston is an excellent commentator. He also delivers fuel, and that's all part of the weather cycle as well. And I know sometimes this time of year he's going 100%, sometimes 50%. Where are we at 110%. This year,
110%.
Yeah.
Well, we're actually getting kind of caught up. Jared's been helping me. He got a CDL, so we're running 2 trucks, and that really helps. I checked last night. We filled 95 wells.
Wow.
So far this spring. We've got about 30 more to go to get the once over. Then, if they start them up, we'll start the second round.
Yeah, start all over again.
It's been busy. Business is good.
Good.
Business has been great. Cliff can vouch for that. These little towns, they always talk about how there isn't much to do. Well, they're wrong.
we got plenty to do.
We along with doing our jobs, then we help a lot with community stuff, church things, and so the little towns keep you very busy. But that's good.
Oh yes,
I love that part of it.
Keeps us out of jail.
That's good too.
Yeah,
we don't have a lot of room in the jail.
No,
we don't need any extra help.
It's just one of those deals that my mother always tried to tell me to avoid.
She was right. She was right. So, guys, you're talking about small town. I just noted on the way in, population 151.
Yeah, 151. Yeah, don't forget me. I'm the one.
You're the one. All right. And you pull off a event coming up June 3rd where population will expand to what, Cliff?
Well, we've had up to close to 1,800 people.
Yeah, a couple thousand
at the barbecue.
Yeah.
And it just, that year was an amazing year. Last year the numbers were down, but we got I think there was some storm scare. There were still some people worried about the COVID.
We still had well over 1,000 people here.
Yeah,
last
year. Over 1,100 last year. Yeah, but it was a good crowd.
The response to the barbecue has been outstanding. you go around the state of Nebraska and people ask where you're from, and I'll say I'm from a little town called O'Connell. Oh, yeah, that's the place where they have the blowing the doors off barbecue. And that's happened a lot more than once.
Well, and even one of the cookers last year, we were talking with him. He goes to cooking competitions, and he was at one, not last year, but the year before, and he said, talking about competitions, and some guy goes, well, what some you been in? And he said something, and he goes, been in O'Connell, and he goes, oh, wow, you got to be in the O'Connell cook-off? He goes, yeah. He goes, oh, man, that's the biggest cook-off there is in Nebraska. And I said, and he's telling me, he goes, you guys set a standard here.
Yeah.
And he said, you went 20-some years ago, you started something, and now people are looking at that thinking, wow, that's amazing.
It is amazing. How many cooks come in? I was trying to talk about it the other day. I was thinking like a dozen of my clothes.
Well, we can handle up in the spaces up to 12.
Okay.
And we try to get up to 12 lined up because once in a while something will happen, somebody can't make it, and it's just the last minute, they're, oh, sorry. Then we had a guy that, well, a few years ago, he was going to be here, and he never showed up. Somebody called him. Well, I called him and told him he wouldn't be here. No, he never called anybody. But that was okay. We still had 10 cookers to go.
You have some of that with, those kinds of arrangements. But 10 to 12 teams come in and start Friday and cook all night. And
they'll start. Well, their brisket, they got to get that slow cook, medium heat, or whatever they call it. And I'm not a cooker, Dave.
Nor am I.
I'm the other end of the oven, the receiving end of the cooking.
All I know is on Saturday morning at the barbecue, I get some fantastic breakfasts.
Oh, I bet.
I'll go over there and people are handing out stuff to try out. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Wonderful food. And, of course, here at the station, if the wind's prevailing out of the northwest, then I really suffer for about 8 hours.
You get hungry really bad.
Yeah. All of the barbecue smoke comes down here, and it just smells wonderful.
Yeah.
Talk about barbecuers, though. I had a crew from Texas that come in. Though they came for about 5 years straight.
Yeah, that was the crew from the elevator in Lex.
Okay, whenever they flew a Texas flag, they were from Texas. Well, about the third year they come up, one of the guys, that it was his first time here, and they pulled in town. He says, "Oh, good grief!" He said, "What are we doing in this little jerkwater town?" I said, "There's going to be nobody here." And the other two guys said, "Just wait." And I talked to him before it started, and he was he's kind of down. He said, "This is going to be terrible." So we got all this equipment and cooking all this food, and there ain't going to be anybody here. And after the barbecue was over that night, I went over to their camper, and he's laid out in a lawn chair, sleeping.
Tired?
I woke him up and said, "What's the matter?" He said, "I'm so exhausted. I've never seen so many people in my life."
Well, it is amazing. You go from 151 to near a 2,000, all right here in your community, and you really make it set up so people really are relaxed. They have a good time. They can sit around. They can listen to music. And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's the great part about it, Dave, is we have the live bands. We have great food, and there's no pressure to hurry up and eat and go from station to station.
Yeah.
You can pick out what food you want, and then if you like that, you go back there. You can go to every cooker if you want to. You can go sit down at a barbecue or a picnic table and just enjoy your food, visit with people, listen to good music. Later on in the evening, you can dance.
Or just listen.
Just listen some more if you want to.
Yeah.
It's just a really relaxed, fun thing. And that's why people really enjoy it, I think, is because it's just typical down-home, small-town fun because it's relaxed.
It is. Cliff, hand that mic over to Jared there because I wanted to, I know that he's probably got some other things he needs to do now that he's also delivering fuel. I don't know how he works that in, Dan.
It's tough. He comes, last night he delivered fuel about, 7 o'clock, and then come in and work at the station after that. Yeah, he probably took off early, left before 10 o'clock.
About 8:45.
8:45, that's a long enough day, Jared. I assume you've been busy with the shop and so forth, and now you're out delivering fuel, but you're also a volunteer like everybody in this town with the volunteer fire department. Was April as crazy for you as it was for other fire departments?
It started out kind of wild. It was more ambulance calls, I think, than a lot of fire calls.
Yeah.
We just had a few mutual aid calls, but yeah.
Yeah. It was so dry. I imagine you guys wonder when it's that kind of weather, when are we going to be able to put in a full day of work?
Yeah, it's a little wild. We had, like, the fires up by Thedford were put on standby because they take over half our county to that fire. So we have to cover their homes,
right,
plus our homes.
Right.
So you have to make sure that you are close to our base so that we can take off at a moment's notice.
I think sometimes people forget that, guys. You know, when there's mutual aid called in, there has to be a funnel where there's backup, and so whoever is in that situation, you guys were on.
And the Custer County Mutual Aid's been a really good setup. I mean, we've covered people, they've covered us. We fought fire with them, they fought fire with us. So
right,
we get to know the people in our county very well, other firemen.
Quick question: I was down here not this last summer. I think it was the summer before, covering the fire south of here, and I was watching the fire departments all working and the planes flying in, and I wanted you guys to just maybe talk a little bit about how much difference those planes can make in a situation like that, because I know they made a big difference up in the Anselmo fire here this last month.
Well, the 2012, when we had our fire south of here, the big thing about those planes is, you know, there's places you're not going to get with a truck. And they know that the trees are going to be burning, but they're going to be trying to get to places that, and quickly and more efficiently than what we can get to that fire. But you got to remember, there's always a turnaround time for an airplane to get back.
Right.
And then they got to be careful, because if they got two planes in, they've got to make sure that they're watching traffic in the air. But they also, you know, in 2012 we had the July 4th fire, and oh my God, who was all flying that day?
It's been a while.
But I'm trying to think. But I remember being on a dirt road, and we got powdered with the chemical or with it, and I was like, "What was that?" And I said, "There's an airplane." This one over there. They didn't realize this.
Yeah.
But it helped. I mean, if they can get some knockdown, that gets fire departments in there, start mopping right on the edges and stuff. But with the winds that we've had, you know, there's some planes that they don't want to get in the air when that wind's like that too, because they get updrafts off the hills.
Oh, I bet they do, yeah.
And you could talk to Casey Williams about that, and I'm trying. What's the other pilot used to fly up there? I just lost his name. I'll think about it, but they have to be precise.
Yeah.
Talk about the skill of those pilots.
That's the amazing thing about watching. And you watch them when they're spraying fields.
Oh yeah.
Holy cow! It just. And I remember when I was a kid, they used to have a flagger at the end of the field. They'd flag and then they'd move, and the flag would move, but now they've got GPS. They don't need that, and you don't have to worry about somebody out there getting sprayed either. But then they can see that stuff that we can't see. But then there's things that they don't see. They've got to know where the power lines are and stuff like that. So, and they're doing this out. They're coming in flying in a pasture that they've never flown over before, and
smoke,
a lot of smoke cover us. I was going to say.
They've got to be on their toes, and I got to commend those guys. I mean, I wish I knew how to fly a plane. That'd been fun for me, but
I think I'd just like to fly one straight and nice and mellow. I don't know if I'd want to be swooping down.
No, it's kind of like the race car thing, Dan. You got to go fast once in a while.
Yeah, but you're off the ground, Cliff.
That's when you're out spraying, and all of a sudden they buzz over the top of your fire truck. Kind of gives you a start too.
Yeah, that sound all of a sudden comes to you.
Yeah, man. Jared, how many, you mentioned the EMT calls and, of course, fire calls. How many volunteers are there with the departments here in Oconto? Do you know, approximately?
I think we were at 23 or 24 last I knew.
So you're somewhere just under 25 volunteers out of a community of 151.
Yeah.
Of course, I imagine there's some farmers and ranchers that live.
So there are some people outside. They're in our mail or zip code, but they are not, the 5 miles away, so it takes them a little bit of time to get here too. But
yeah. Well, I know you're busy, but I want to ask you, is anything about the actual blowing the doors off barbecue coming up next Saturday that you wanted to highlight? What are you involved in? I know you eat.
Some of everything. you set up, tear down,
the whole work.
Whole day's activity. This year's going to be a little different for me because I have a couple boys playing an all-star football game with Chadron the day before.
Oh, wow.
And one of them's playing all-star basketball the day after. So we're going to be doing a lot of running ourselves, but it's always a good time. It's it's fun to see the people there. It is a lot of work, but after it's all said and done, it's really enjoyable.
Yeah, when you see everybody having a good time
Yes.
and all gathered in Oconto.
And that's been the good thing about this atmosphere. It seemed to stay a pretty good family atmosphere. We don't have wild fights and all this stuff going on. It just, people come and relax, just have a good time.
Smiling, talking, and getting maybe to see somebody.
And eating.
And seeing somebody maybe you haven't actually talked to for a year in many cases.
Well, I saw that just back about 4 years ago. I heard this noise, these two guys, and they about hugged each other because, oh, man, where you been?
Yeah.
I haven't seen you for about 5 years.
Yeah.
Well, we should meet here every year.
Well, it is kind of a reunion for some, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
Sometimes I have class reunions here, just see people that I haven't seen in a lot of years.
Well, Jared, thanks a lot. Anything else you wanted to highlight?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. All right. Well, if you want to have
I think Dad and Cliff can spend plenty of time on the air.
Jared, I'm just going to lean back.
There you go.
Well, here we go.
There we go.
It's top of the ninth.
Yep, here we go. Let's talk a little bit about the event itself. We've been advertising it for you. Thanks for using KCNI KBN to promote it. Having judged here a couple of different times, I know how good the food is and how good the music is. For the ticket price, Cliff, you just can't beat it.
Well, we're trying to keep it so, the economy is not great. That's all there is to it. But the thing is, everything is going up because transportation fees, and then there's, overhead costs that people have. So things have to go up, and we're trying to keep it down so that we can still have families that come in. And the grandmas and grandpas that aren't going to eat much, but they're going to sit there and go, well, I know it's going to go to a good cause too. But and we're raising money for equipment. That's our goal. We've been doing that for I don't know how many years now, since the volunteers were around. They had firemen's dances, and then we started a barbecue with the help of ideas of people, and we're trying to make it so that we help our rural fire district so they aren't being stressed out on expenses. They're trying to save money, but work like right now we're in the process of trying to get it together and sit down and build a new grass rig. And that's a lot of money that's going to be out of their pocket. So, and we're raising money to help put equipment on this truck. And so they aren't going to be stressed out and pulled away from money that they've been trying to save, because they'd like to have another building put up so we have more room. But we have a priority that's that equipment first is before that building, like our ambulance was 2 years ago.
I'm a retired fireman, but I can tell you one thing. I've served 40 years in this department. For a little town, we are really, really well equipped. We have some wonderful equipment, and the barbecue is the big reason for that. Over the years, the barbecue has been very good to us, so therefore we do not need to charge a ridiculous admission fee at this point in time, as long as we can make a little bit of money off of it and maintain our equipment. It's more of a providing a service for the town now, a big activity for the town. We don't need to get rich every year off this deal.
No. Yeah. And that's unusual these days.
Yeah, but it's true. The barbecue's been very good to our department. We've been able to do some really nice things as far as equipment goes with the money we've received from the barbecue. But with that being said, there's no reason for us to raise the price to $25 or something just to make a bunch of extra money. We'd rather make some money and then have a whole bunch of people show up. That's what I want everybody that's listening to understand. We would really love to have you be here. If you've never been here before, come experience it. At a very reasonable price, like you say, you can stay for 5 hours. Eat, listen to music, visit, whatever you want to do. There's beverages, there's ice cream.
Yep.
After you get
your meat filled, you get the ice cream and cookies,
barbecue done,
little sweets.
But, but the thing is, we don't need to charge $25 or $30 a plate. That's not why we're here. And Cliff can vouch for this. We're here to do something nice for the community, to have people understand that the fire department is a service organization, and when you do something like this, they appreciate it, and they appreciate us as firemen and EMTs, and that's very important too. But like I say, we'll keep the price down forever, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, and the thing is, there's enough, like the pop sales, the adult beverage sales, the food sales. It doesn't have to be big, because we're going to try to make it up all the way around. And like Dan said about what the barbecue's been good to us, I said, you know, when my dad died 24 years ago, we still had an old 63 GMC truck. We had an old 6x6 tanker. We had we got the 89 ambulance, and we had one grass rig.
Wow.
And because of fundraising, the rural board can save some money. We can be buying equipment. We buy the small things, the hand tools we need. We got in a lot of battery powered hand tools, and then like bunker gear,
extrication equipment.
Extrication equipment. That's what this is going for. So the rural board can keep saving up money and buy that big thing. Because, well, I mean, they got a grant for the fire truck, and then next year they bought a new grass rig because we found out we're getting too old to be beating on a fire with a rag and a shovel. So
yeah, we've done that a few times. We're a shovel and a gunny sack.
We're on this is a third tanker since I've been on the department, but this is a very reliable truck that we got out of Keystone. I knew the fire chief out there when they told us they were going to sell it, and I took some rural board members, and they bought it that day, and the new ambulance with the new power cot, we got grant monies to help with that. My wife was writing grants,
but in order to get a grant, you have to have some matching funds. Without a barbecue, so we accumulate some matching funds. A lot of these grants, not all of them, but a lot of them we would not even be able to apply for because we wouldn't be eligible because we don't have the matching funds. So that's what the barbecue helps us do, is things like that. And you know, the barbecue has been a great thing for Oconto as far as putting us on the map, but it's also been a great thing for the fire department, as I mentioned earlier. Without that, like Cliff said, we wouldn't have near the equipment we have now, and we are really, I'll say it again, probably one of the best, most well-equipped little rural fire departments in the state of Nebraska and maybe the nation.
Yeah. Also, you... I guess one of the other things that you do during that night probably raises a little money. I'm guessing would be some of the raffles and so forth that you have.
Just going to touch on that. I was just showing Dave earlier. We have a Henry Golden Boy 22
That's the
rifle.
auction gun.
Yeah, that's an auction gun.
That's the auction?
That's the auction
gun.
Okay.
I'll describe a little bit of it. Cliff was showing it to me this morning. We got the fireman's cross on the stock.
The Maltese cross.
Maltese really cross on the stock, yes. Then we got Oconto Volunteer Fire Department 2023 Blowing the Doors Off Barbecue engraved in the golden breech on the gun. It's a Golden Boy. And like Cliff said, that'll be auctioned off. So all you ladies out there, give your husbands the checkbook when you come in the door and tell them to bid on that Golden Boy, because I've seen other Golden Boys get auctioned off, and it usually does pretty well.
Well, once you look at it.
Well, we started that last year
gun.
with our,
gun.
It should have been our 22nd annual, but because of COVID, we lost. So we considered that our 20th annual, and it was auctioned off. And plus, we also have a knife, custom-built knife that's going to be auctioned off from Don Nelson. That's going to be auctioned off, and the guy that got the Henry last year got the knife too, but he didn't realize his son. He told his son-in-law to bid on it. His son-in-law went up and got them both for him.
It all worked out.
It worked out. But not only that, we got a raffle for Henry Golden Boy and a custom knife from Adam Miller, Deputy Adam Miller, Chief Deputy, I guess you might say, Adam. And those will be raffled. There's a cooker. There's gift cards. I'm trying to think what else there is. My gosh, there's.
That's most of it anyway.
I tell you what, when we started off with this, what we gave away a gun one year, and we didn't sell as many raffle tickets. Well, I guess we do have a shotgun too coming for the raffle.
Gee
yes,
whiz.
I forgot about that.
I'm going to buy some raffle tickets.
Well,
yeah, no kidding.
The firemen. I'm sorry, the firemen aren't going to be buying raffle tickets.
No,
I asked them to please. We're not going to win this stuff. We're going to. But now, if you want to bid on those other guns and knives,
well, you can do that.
Yeah. And that's because I bought some raffle tickets one year, and I got thinking. I said, "Oh, if I win that, I can't."
But your wife and children can buy raffle tickets.
Yeah.
Right? You don't do that. Okay.
I'm not going to push.
We want to be fair, everybody.
Yeah, I've won my one raffle gun in my lifetime, so I still support.
But back to the barbecue, Dave. One thing we haven't mentioned is Cliff mentioned a bit ago. We started this in 2021, wasn't it, Cliff?
Somewhere right in there, right after the tornado.
Yeah, the tornado was in 2000. Excuse me, 2001.
2001. Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm getting confused here.
Man, I know.
It's easy in my age to get
Well,
confused.
I'm with you.
Well, that's
and your name is what?
Art, Bart, or
Sometimes I
Fargo.
don't know, Dan.
Anyway, yeah, that's a good point. Anyway, yeah, 2000 was the tornado. I think we started the first barbecue in 2001 or 2002 was our first one.
And that was we had a meal for people. We didn't have a cook-off. We just had a barbecued food and the beans.
We need to give kudos to Greg Johnson because we were trying to figure out something to do for a fundraiser because the Fireman's Ball dance just wasn't doing much for us anymore.
It was costing us more than it was making us.
Yeah.
So anyway, Greg came up with this idea of having a barbecue cook-off. And then we started to think of a name. And he says, well, we just had a tornado and blew the doors off the fire hall. So let's call it Blowing the Doors Off Barbecue.
Very appropriate.
And so it kind of stuck. But anyway, it's amazing to me that this will be our 22nd year.
Yep.
This year.
Well, no, it's our 21st year of having it, but it would be our 24th year, really.
Because of COVID.
Because of COVID. We lost 2 years in there, darn it.
But yeah, this is 2023, and I started in 2000.
Yeah,
we're not very good at math anymore.
Yeah.
Can I have a calculator, a piece of paper, and a pencil, please?
Where's that computer?
What's that?
Also, before we close, we don't want to forget the music, and South Loop Sunrise is going to be performing 5 to
7, 5 to 8. We're during the break. We'll be doing the raffle, the awards, and whatever else we got to do there. But
when we'll do the auctions, Cliff?
I think we're going to do that auction right at the end of that, right before Borderline starts.
Okay, between the bands.
Yeah, between the bands.
Okay, so everybody be there and have your checkbook ready right between the bands.
All right.
Bring your checkbook, Dave.
Well, bring a lot of extra cash, buy some raffle tickets. You might win one and buy one too.
And you might want to bring some extra money for some beverages.
Beverages, yeah.
Oh yeah, do that.
And we're going to have water and pop, and we got bottled tea, sweet tea or regular tea. I just moved them yesterday. They showed up with that, and then today the adult beverages showed up, and
getting closer.
Next week, Carson will take off with Heath Johnson's truck, go to Kearney, pick up the refrigerated trailer, go to Broken Bow to grocery cart, pick up the 2 pallets of ice, all the meat, and whatever else he gets.
You know what Cliff's talking about now. People don't realize how difficult it is to put this barbecue on. We enjoy doing it. But there's been other departments come in and said, hey, we want to do a barbecue like you guys do. And they try it 1 year and they come back to,
too much
work, can't do that. Because there's a lot of logistics going into this thing.
Yeah.
A lot of money spent up front. That's another thing that people don't realize. So we always pray that we're going to have a nice evening, which we have almost every year. The weather's been great. The other thing, too, is we want to please encourage everyone listening to please come, bring your children. That's like Cliff mentioned, this is a family thing. Bring your children. They can run around. It's
bring
all
your lawn
fenced off.
chairs.
Bring your lawn chairs. Sit back and listen to the bands. Buy some ice cream. Get a glass of tea or whatever beverage you'd like to enjoy. And spend the whole evening with us. And we really would appreciate it. As a department and as a small town, we'd love to see you here.
All right.
And on top of that, I really like to see people here, but I want people to remember that, support your local fire departments. I mean, there's like Broken Bow's department, and of all the guys they got there, they've got a few more numbers they can keep up. Smaller towns out here like O'Connell, Callaway, and Selma, Myrna, and Comstock, Sargent, and Mason City, and Comstock. We don't have the draw of people in the towns, but, that was the thing when I joined the department. There was 30-some firemen. But the town has gotten older, and we haven't gotten any younger.
Are you looking at me when you said that, Cliff?
I looked right at you.
You looked right at Dan.
But that's okay. I mean, Dan was on the fire department for 40-plus years, and you know what? If we need something and he could run and get it, he would be on the road. I mean, he would help. But that's our associate members. We used to have them come in and they'd man the radio at the fire hall while we're out in case they had a relay or something, or maybe we needed water and they brought water out. But it takes a whole town almost at times to help do this.
But the hardest thing for an associate member like myself is to sit on a chair and talk to the people on the radio while they're out fighting a fire that you fought with these people side by side for 40 years.
Yeah, for years.
It's really, really hard. It makes you feel guilty, actually.
Yeah, I understand.
But there comes a time when we just have to retire. But we one thing I want to stress right now is if you're a young man or a young woman in a small town, volunteer. Volunteer, whether it's community activity, whether it's the fire department, whether it's the EMT, volunteer, because the only way that rural America survives is through volunteers, and that is a proven fact. I'm not just guessing at this.
No,
because without volunteers, I know our town would fall flat on its face.
No, your church wouldn't be able to handle it. But that's the thing. You get out and you get to meet people, and you get to. And it's not so much as you feel better about yourself, but you feel better about your community. You did something to help your community, and that's what we do around the whole Custer County and Dawson County. And I've met firemen from clear across the state going to fire school, and their main goal was to help. And that's what when I joined the fire department, I want to give something back to community, and that's because community raises.
Yeah, be community oriented.
Yeah, and
everyone.
This community is. I've been here since my folks grew up around here. We moved back here when I was 4, and this community has been good to me. That's all there is to it. I got to be good to my community.
We try our best. Sometimes it's hard for us to be good to Cliff, but we no.
It's like a blind eye.
One thing you mentioned earlier during the show, Dave, is Cliff and I started. We could have like a 2-hour get up and go breakfast show here.
Yeah,
we could work past the noon.
No, we're going to get paid if we're doing that.
Well, I thought we were getting paid. I'm out of here. One thing I would like to mention too before I leave is I really do appreciate you coming down and doing these remotes for Oconto. It gets the word out, gives us time to maybe do a little bit of bragging about our town. If that's all right.
That's
we have a really nice little town. When you get ready to leave, Dave, go up Grand Avenue to the north and check out how well groomed the town is. All the flags are up. It's really pretty up there.
Okay.
And we've got a town maintenance man now, Clayton Oxford, who does a wonderful job on this.
Yes, he
does.
So
kudos to Clayton. I hope he's listening.
Oh, I'm sure he's probably trimming somewhere.
I told him he was going to do an interview this morning, and he hurried up and ran out of here.
Oh, was that?
I've known Clayton a long time.
That's what the grease streak was going up the street.
I would be really more surprised if he did an interview than
if he did.
Oh yeah, yeah. When I mentioned that, he was out of here.
Yeah, no.
No, but anyway, the point being is we take a lot of pride in our community. Everybody does. And like Cliff mentioned, we all try to help each other, volunteer as much as we can. Like with the fire department, with the EMTs, with church groups, just anything in general.
Your July celebration.
Yeah, well, our alumni.
Yeah,
it's coming up first.
Fun days.
Yeah, the first Saturday in July will be our alumni, so come down to that too.
Yep, yeah, bring out parade, free minute meal at noon, and
I see a 71 Monte Carlo sitting out here just west of the station. It'd look really good in our parade.
It would
again.
Well, it's been there before.
Oh yeah.
I'll try to get it back.
Where did that pickup go?
Oh, that went to Callaway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It went to Callaway?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Sandy had a chance. She had a set of keys for it. Didn't work. I was brokenhearted because I kind of put a heart and soul into
it. Oh,
you
worked. I thought of that on the way up here. I thought, man, Dan put a lot of hours at night into that thing.
Yeah, it was really nice. So that was a really neat deal.
Yeah, it was fun. Guys, we're out of time, but, you mentioned coming and doing remotes, and I love going to all the communities. I have fond memories of all the different promotion of the activities, but I always love coming here, and I love being at the Blue Jean Cafe. Many years ago with your dad, and
the turtle races, those thoroughbred turtles.
That was something else. That was so much fun. So let's continue to have fun. You can have fun too on June 3rd. The gates open up at 5 o'clock, and you can get your tickets in advance for $17 for adults. Kids, $5 to $12 or $10, or it's just only $20 at the gate, so I wouldn't worry too much about it.
And there's tickets around Broken Bow, the chamber office, Nebraska State Bank, I think might have some, or maybe that's Nebraska State Bank in Callaway. I'm not sure, but call down. I had a lady send me a text the other day, and I said, just if you're in Broken Bow, pick them up at the chamber office.
Yep. And by the way, guys, if you can't make it to the event, you could still buy the tickets and give them to somebody else, or make a donation through the tickets itself.
We have a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Some of the bosses, ranches around here buy tickets for all their employees. Mm-hmm. It's really a neat thing. But if you want tickets and you don't have any other way to get them, just call Sandy here at Eggleston Oil Company at 308-858-4400, and she'll set you up with some tickets.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it.
Reporting from Eggleston Oil in Oconto, Nebraska. Back to the studio.
Dave, guys, thank you very much. Always enjoy our remote in Oconto. 9:44 is the time. We'll come back and close out the show right after this word.
Have you ever asked a farmer if they talk to their fields?
Promise me you'll grow nice and tall. You got that? No, you were corn in 2013, not 2014. Hope you were thirsty. You think Cheryl's still mad at me?
After all that talking, sometimes it's time to listen. Your field has a voice, and John Deere Operations Center helps you hear it. Unlock every acre's full potential by using both agronomic and economic data. Visit johndeere.com/operations center and unlock your operation.
They run errands and equipment. They bring parts and dinner. They drive the combine and the kids to school. They feed livestock. They fix skinned knees, broken fences. They do the books and lead the 4-H group. They simply make everything better. John Deere celebrates the strength and resilience of the women that make farms run. They make all the difference.
That's going to wrap it up for the breakfast show on this Friday morning. Have a great holiday weekend. Of course, with Monday being Memorial Day, no breakfast show on Monday, but we'll be back in the studio with you on Tuesday of next week. Thanks for listening.